Alright guys, it looks like the anniversary for Marvel Strike Force and the 6th year is finally over, and it didn't happen without controversy. So I want to do a video talking about it now that we've seen everything in totality, and we're going to start with the big gift, the big oof, if you will. The 6-year anniversary gift, the big gift, that's right, it's on its way, sending it March 28th, which was yesterday, well, I guess 2 days ago at this point, with a juicy gift that'll include something for everyone and help everyone celebrate 6 years with roster upgrades. Okay, so the reason I'm being a little bit condescending when I'm reading that is because this is the mail that we got. This had 6 million gold, which, I mean, that's like 3 levels. 600 L4 trading materials, again, that disappears really quickly. Kestrel, who's a Dark Dimension 2 character. Vol, who's been farmable for quite a while in the Incursion campaign and had a lot of free-to-play shards doled out for her. And then Weaver, who, if you were around for this Scafu where you got 4,000 of her shards, you didn't need it. All this to say that endgame players for this top row, pretty meaningless for them. Even those dark promos, that's the equivalent of a 2 red star upgrade from 1 red star on your zombie Iron Man, right? 600 is a kind of a drop in the bucket. Then we had some orbs, and most notably the 5 Gear Tier 18 orbs. Now this is a meaningless amount of orbs for endgame players, but I don't want to pretend that this wasn't good for anybody. I have a unique perspective on the game because I do play a beginner account, a free-to-play endgame account, and then a spender endgame account. And I gotta say, on the new account, this was really great. The 6 million gold and the training modules, I was able to bring all my raid teams up from like 68 to 70. Slap Gear Tier 13 in all of them. I got an extra star on Vol and on Weaver, because obviously I wasn't around for that. The Kestrel shards are just super awkward and completely wasteful. And the rest of the gear will help me at some point get ready for like the Dormammu farm, or help my horsemen get ready for the Apocalypse farm. And that was all well and good, but I knew the gift we were getting, and I knew we were supposed to get power cores, and we were supposed to get silver and gold promos, because I was excited about that for the baby account as well. It didn't make it, and that's when we got this messaging here. And this happened yesterday on March 29th. So today, March 28th, part of the anniversary gift went to players. There were high numbers of orbs in the gifts. Players excitedly went to and claimed their gifts, opened them, and then it broke everything. I'm not sure I believe that. I don't know who was logging in to get that gift to open up some like Gear Tier 15 or 14. I think it was probably just other stuff that happened because of the Force update, which they're going to talk about here as well. I don't know why they would want to push the blame off. I digress. To help alleviate the issues, we shut off the open all orb option due to stability issues. We will send out some compensation as an apology. I missed a part. We will send out the remainder of the anniversary gift tomorrow. So when I saw this, like, okay, so I don't know if they just couldn't fit it in the mail for some reason, or whatever the case may have been, but there was other stuff that we were supposed to get we didn't get. We're going to go look at that in a second. But we got an apology compensation, which I'm going to open that with you guys as well. And then, earlier today, the kind of very, you know, the baby with the bathwater analogy, if you will. Earlier today, the game was force updated for all players. This was done at 12:30, and this caused interruptions in Cosmic Crucible play. We will send compensation for this to all players eligible for Cosmic Crucible. So basically, you were level 60, you got some free stuff. Again, I'm going to show that because I think that was pretty good. It was a good way to handle things. But at the same time, I can't tell you how frustrated it is for the company not to understand that doing a forced update in the middle of a competitive event, and that it happens weekly. Crucible is competitive, War is competitive, something like Sword Satellite is very competitive, because if you lose, it could screw your day climb up. Same with Tower. Any sort of leaderboard environment where we are competing with others, especially at the end of a Crucible season, to force push an update, then is the most ridiculous thing ever. And if we were smart about this, all of our updates would happen on Sunday when there's no wars, and they shouldn't run Sword Satellite or Tower over these Sundays. Or they should tell us, hey, it's going to happen between these hours on Sunday. There is a Sword Satellite. Do it at your own risk. That's what a smart company would do. But I digress. Let's go look at what we ended up getting for compensation for all these issues. So, with the server issues, we came in here. We get kind of just the basic maintenance package here, which is kind of boring, right? That doesn't really make up for the Cosmic Crucible stuff, but we'll get there. We got the remainder of the anniversary gift. We got 2 of the Mega Gold Orbs, 100 T4s, and 600 promos with a newer non-farmable character Sunspot, a farmable character Ironheart Mark II, but War Store, so kind of nice, and Deathpool, who again is in the Milestone 2 Orb, so all veteran players have her, but really, really good for an account like mine on the new account. We got the 600 gold and silver promos, which I knew were coming, and then we got more teal gear, including a couple of the in-demand uniques, like the alien spores, the osmium, the miasma, the gamma radiation for those still hunting for Apocalypse and need to do their gamma team, and then a bunch of like T16, T17, and T18 pieces, which I think was really good. I think this was a good compensation package. I do think they sprinkled a little bit extra in here from what I had seen, maybe to try and smooth over, because if they just sent what was missing, maybe that wouldn't have not gone over so well. But I think it's this top row that Scopely needs to take more observation of, because this is what people wanted. People wanted a lot more gold. People are craving for T4s. There's no reason this shouldn't be 600 T4s, not 100. 600 T4s gets you 3 extra passives done across your roster. It's not going to break the game. It's not going to break the economy. It would just be, it would fit into their meme of the 6s that they wanted to go for, and it would make people feel a lot better. Be like, oh, I could do a character's 2 abilities with this. That'd be really fun, right? And then the 600 power cores, which I think is standard. If you give people power cores, they're going to spend it on stupid things, so it doesn't really affect the economy. The new non-farmable character, Sunspot. This is what the big gift should have been, just more of this and less of the other stuff. I understand giving away these Scopely original characters, but I don't think they need to be part of the big gift. In fact, I think the whole messaging with the big gift, I think this was really poor communication. It should have, like, this mail should have just been like, hey, this is the end of the anniversary. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us for 6 years or however long you've been with us. We look forward to playing more with you. Look forward to the great new game mode Battle World coming out later this year, and then Professor X storyline, blah, 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 blah. Hit him with that. Don't say big gift. Don't hype this up, because anytime you try and hype something up, people are going to take notice of it. They're going to get their expectations up in a tizzy, and you're setting yourself up for failure. So I think this was a issue in communication. But I also want to give a solution to that. If you want to build a hype level for your game in the anniversary in the future, you kind of already have the path for that, if anyone from Scopely is listening. Do character polls, where we pick characters, do 4 of them during the month, and at the end of the month, give us enough resources to open 4 orbs, or between the 4 characters, each of which orb gives 25 shards, right? So it could be Nightcrawler, Black Knight, Void Knight, let's use Iron Patriot, even though that would never happen because he's just released right now, but just for the sake of argument, put him out there. They cost 25 coins each. We get 100 coins to budget. You get 100 shards of those characters in whatever sort of pattern you wanted to get it. That's what they did with Dark Dimension back in the day for Tandomac. People love that. People were super excited for that. People got in, they voted because Tandomac let the community pick, and then we all got to pick the characters. Like, hey, I only need 25 shards for this character, or I need 50 for this, or screw it, I want all 100 on this one character. That would have been something that they could have hyped up. That could have been the big gift. But I don't think this anniversary was as big a bust in absence of a big gift anyway. And maybe I'm skewed, because again, I have 3 perspectives. I have the brand new account perspective, which is the one I'm on right now, level 70 at this point. Non-boosted, by the way, because Scopely hates me. And then I have the free-to-play endgame and the super non-free-to-play endgame. And there was a lot of events that were really, really tailored towards new and mid-game players in this anniversary event, and this is a great example of it, the We Stand Together event. So as you can see, this is not really stuff a super endgame player is going to really crave. The Iron Man Infinity War, you probably haven't farmed it for the Crucibles already. Sunspot is actually something that people would crave. More Iron Man Infinity War, small amounts of Gear Tier 18, small amounts of ISO 4, small amounts of ISO 5, and a 6 red star plus the costume. Now this is something that you probably look at, you're like, it's not that big a deal. Who really cares, right? Over the course of this month, you got to remember, this account is 2 months old. Over the course of this month, I've gone from, I believe I was at 1 million ISO 5, and I've jumped up to 5 million ISO 5. So though these are very, very small amounts, they trickle in and they trickle in. And they do add up. So this is really helping people who are trying to budget to try and get Apocalypse unlocked in that mid game a lot better. I think that is something to celebrate. I don't want to, you know, what is it? Throw the baby out with the bathwater. There, we nailed it. It comes full circle. And then there is, you know, the actual month-long meta event where this, again, was kind of more tailored towards new players and mid-game players than old. So we got, like, some out-of-time members, which you guys in the veterans, I know my other 2 accounts, had them maxed for a year or more at this point. Some Spider Slayer. Now, they made this Superior 6 farmable, so this was exciting when we first saw it, and it's less exciting now because Spider Slayer's in the Blitz store, Kraven's in the Raid store, Lizard's on a node. Forge is still not farmable, so that's kind of exciting for endgame players. Some more Sunspot. Then we got some teal gear. Elite 6s, who cares about that in the endgame, right? Even at my level, I don't really care about that. Elite 5s after the Elite 6s was a weird move. I think those are probably supposed to be swapped. The regular amount of teal gear we would get in a monthly meta, a little bit of T4s, not a crazy amount of gold or anything like that. And then the cycle continues. And then it kind of has a really disappointing end because, yes, the gear tier 16 and 17 fully crafted pieces are there. But the extra thing that they put on milestone 40, that final meta milestone, is a gear tier 17 death pool scythe. Which just makes absolutely no sense because people in the end game who already did the Apocalypse chase, they had to equip this already. So it makes no sense to put this on as a big gift. Like, again, me in the early game, I haven't had the opportunity to put this on yet. This is going to straight save me pieces. I don't know. They should have just put a Gear Tier 18 Mystic piece on here and called it a day. I think that would have been a much, much better solution. I will say we also got a lot of Gear Tier 18 orbs during this this month. I'm up to 314,000 Armory 18 orbs. So by the time I actually level up all the way to the point where I could use it, I might be able to go right for a Skrull. So I will say that we did get a lot of rewards, but they were sprinkled in, and it did feel heavily towards new and mid-game players. But that doesn't mean there was nothing for the late game players. So this costume I think was sick. There was 1 diamond on it. That's for end game players because you need the 7 yellow stars to fill it out, right? The quick rumbles, for the most part, those aren't really completable by early game players, but that's kind of nor here nor there. Then there was the 6 time to strike event. Now this was the best showcase we've had. It was not completable by early game players. Like, I literally cannot beat the Doom on this node. I don't have the damage. I can't land any debuffs on him because he's gear tier 18. He's a super high level. But if you were a veteran player and you were able to get through all these chapters in the final week, you were able to directly farm the teal uniques that you need for certain characters. This really helps you isolate which team members you want to build up. Do you want more osmium? Hit that node 1. Do you want more lithuanium? No. Luminium, then go ahead and hit the 4th node. And I know that on my endgame accounts, I did take advantage of this. We got a lot of uniques that I wanted that we kind of drained the account on because we had the Hive Mind team take a couple of the alien spores, and I believe the osmium, we had like Iron Man Infinity War we're finally able to bring up on one of the accounts. So this was actually something really cool and something that they haven't done yet for teal unique. So I thought that this was a good little nod. But once again, kind of misses the mark because if I like do a little thing here and there for my wife on the anniversary, she will take note and she will, you know, feel all warm and fuzzy for a little bit, but there's never that wow factor. They try and deliver that wow factor with this big gift, but I think they missed the mark. And that mark is what players actually want in the end game, because make no mistake, it is the people on Reddit super loud, the people on Discord super loud, the people in YouTube comments super loud, and the Twitch chat super loud. Those are your most dedicated players, which 9 times out of 10 or 9.9 times out of 10, those are your veteran endgame players that aren't just here after playing for 3 months. They have been playing with you for 3, 4, whatever years. So this anniversary should be for them. It shouldn't really be for the new players, although I understand because you want to get those new players really excited, really happy to play the game, that kind of stuff. But the anniversary should be more tailored towards the people that have been playing with you and supporting you this whole time. Those players want shards for characters they can't get that are very impactful. Once again, that'll be your Nightcrawler, your Void Knight, your Black Knight, whatever other new character is barely farmable, right? They want that. They want T4s because that is a resource that is very gated on being like a top 10 alliance, or you're going to kind of run a deficit on it, or you got to make sure you're hitting all the boss nodes over your alliance mates kind of thing. You will run a deficit on T4s at certain positions in the game. And then power cores, because although people will spend power cores on stupid things if they have them, they're still happy to get them, right? So I think that next year, I hope Scopely leans way, way, way more into those 3 avenues, lean into the polls, and go from there. I'd also will say that announcing the Professor X, announcing Professor X went over like a bag of rocks during this anniversary event. I understand the idea of it. He's an exciting character. It's fun to announce that. I think it went the wrong way. I think they should have just said, like, the storyline for this year is going to be about Professor X. Look forward to him coming to the game in the distant future. The conversation Envoys had with the developers was very confusing. I don't think we were given as much information as we could have been given, and I don't think saying Dark Dimension 8 is the now release method. I think that went over really, really, really badly with the community and just didn't need to happen. But that's it for the anniversary event. I'd like to know what you guys thought about the anniversary event in total. Did you find it a success? Where do you play in the game as well? Could determine that. So let me know how you felt about the anniversary event, but also where you are in the game. Let's get into the blog super quick. I'm not going to waste too much time, but there is a couple things I wanted to talk about. The Cosmic Crucible Season 7, April 8th at 2 p.m. That's right, it did get pushed a week. I think because the leaderboards, they just broke yesterday when they did that forced push. So they want to make sure they give the right rewards to the right people before they do that. Cosmic Ghost Rider is coming to the past. Gwenpool Blitz, this is good for new and mid-game players because they just moved Gwenpool out of that Blitz store. So it's kind of, it's more annoying to level her up now, or shard her up rather, because she's on a node. Then we got some events coming through. The Age of X debut event is coming, so that's kind of exciting. And spend Age of X event campaign energy. So I guess this is going to be somewhat like a showcase or something like that. So excited to see what that's going to be. It's going to be our first time maybe seeing Professor X in-game, a little floating PNG kind of thing. Spider B. Parker and Mayday coming out on the 4th Spider Society Super Showcase. This I am actually very excited for in the new account, and we'll talk about why that is. A quick rumble, no problem. Starbrand Cosmic Ghost Rider added to bumps, but you know who wasn't added to bumps? Black Knight is going to be replacing Icarus as the featured character in the premium orbs. So if you've been hoarding your premium orbs, now is probably the time to open them. I will tell you without a shadow of a doubt, a fully decked out Black Knight wins and loses Crucibles for you. Wars, not so much, but he's definitely still a pain in the butt. Arena for sure, so he's definitely going to be that character you want to start spamming those on. I know the baby count, I didn't even get him unlocked because I couldn't do the Incursion campaign at the time. I couldn't do the ISO 8 campaign at the time. I still can't, the ISO campaign 2. So this is a big bummer for me, but not an unexpected bummer. How good he is does determine where they go, right? All right, they're going to have a big talk about Spider Society. Peter B. Parker, they go over the kit. They go over the kit for Pavitra and all those characters. It's an okay read, but we've already done videos on this, so I don't want to beat a dead horse. I will say, at the end of the day, if you haven't watched those videos, but you're just like, what do I need to do to make my Spider Society team kick butt in the skill section? It's going to be to get Penny Parker as big as possible and probably make her a skirmisher, because if she doesn't land her stuns on both her special and her ultimate, and on her ultimate, if she doesn't land the traumas, you get wrecked. Ghost Spider and Noir are going to carry the damage on your team. The other three just need to do what they need to do mechanically, and you'll be okay. With those giant resist tables on the new raid slider, that'll be a problem. So yeah, Ghost Spider and Noir to the moon. They're kind of like the Gambit Cyclops combo, if you will. We'll see what kind of value Noir has in Crucible as well. All right. Peter be swinging your way. So this is where they announced that the Peter B. Parker is coming. He will be in the orbs. Starting the same day, crawl into the supply store for exclusive offers. So there's his offers. Unlock more with the special deals. So nab a deal to unlock additional offers. Yeah, you get the extra gold and all that. Spend, 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 spend. All right. Loose Threads. This is going to be the showcase. Now this is pretty cool because the test drive normally gives like some okay characters, but if you think back to like the extreme one, we got Storm, we got Iceman, Kitty, Colossus. They've been reworked. I guess it was a little bit better for those characters, but like Magic was in there, so not a lot of interesting characters. But now for new players, Ghost Spider's going to be in there, Scarlet Spider, blech, Spider-Man, blech, Spider-Man Big Time, Spider-Man Miles. They changed this since I read it last. Wait, hold on. Limited type web secret trait, which is no, sorry, the test drive. Woo! I was about to get mad because I was like, oh wait, no, I liked it because there was no Spider Slayer or Spider-Man in there. All right. So for the test drive, first time rewards, Spider-Man Miles, blah, but Ghost Spider, really good. She's no farmable. Spider-Man Big Time, he is raised or farmable, so really happy they're giving him out as well. Spider Weaver is late in the Incursion campaign, so for new players, that's great. Spider-Man 2099 is now a War Store farm, so again, great to save some of those resources. And Spider-Man Noir, I believe, is on a later node or in the Arena Store. So for new players, also really, really good. So I think that this test drive is going to be probably the most valuable character shards new players are going to get from the test drive, which is great. Story mode, challenge mode, and then Spider Society. I just hope it's not like the current Cabal one, but this is what they've done now 2 times in a row. Let's go look at that real quick. As a new player, I don't have Iron Patriot. I didn't get lucky on his orbs, so I'm just not unlocking him, I guess. But they've I don't know if they said this publicly. We will be unlocking Iron Patriot. If you're an engaged player and you made it all the way to whatever this last or third last milestone is before the Crimson Gear, if you made it to milestone 15, you will be unlocking him. They're gonna figure it out. They have to figure it out, otherwise people will riot. But this being just like unaccessible from like the leader perspective on, because leader didn't even have his free-to-play release, that kind of sucks, because that hasn't really been the case for showcases previous to the Out of Time one where Cosmic Ghost Rider did do that. I really don't like that. Like, listen, Scopely, again, if you're listening, the bonus section and maybe the Cabal section where they need yellow stars up to 4, that's your Kraken and Whale or Dolphin appreciation modes. Please let people finish the challenge ones. Please, like, you were on such a great trail. Like, we want to get these T2 ions and that kind of stuff, and you guys gating that is kind of lame. Please, just don't take the showcases away from us in the big way. Although in the Cabal one on the story mode, you can farm Teal Gear from the last node, so I guess there's that. It's something. It's a little something, but yeah, I hope they don't. I hope they don't make the showcases more exclusive. Cosmic Crucible Season 7 will be getting pushed a week. I was gonna have a video out with Jutsi on that tomorrow, but now I'm not, because everyone else is doing that video right now. Plus, since it was pushed a week, I'll let it go later on next week. But we went over the rules with Mobile Gamer. We're going to go over the rules again with Jutsi and have a theory crafting session. That was a lot of fun. If you want to check out the VOD, it is on YouTube. You can check that out. Make sure you get your free claim of your 5 leader shards, your 10,000 hourglasses, your 500 Patriot Core orb fragments. And if you need that anniversary costume still because you were missing out one of the main events, there is a Power Core offer. I believe it is 300 Power Cores. It'll get you that Nick Fury eye patch, which will help you unlock the Deathpool costume, which does look really cool. All the events, we're not going to go over the events because that's kind of boring. If there is a need to do a event video, we will hit up Scotty and make him do it for us. And then there's this really cool infographic at the bottom of the blog if you want to go check it out. I do think that's worth it. Sorry that this went a little long. We had to talk about that anniversary snafu stuff. But yeah, it was an okay blog. The fact that Black Knight is premium orbs is probably the highlight of the blog, but it's something. Let me know how you guys felt about the anniversary event. Have yourselves an amazing weekend. And as always, stay happy, healthy, have fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun. And I'll see you in the next one.